I want you to make sure that the activity in the shoulders is very little right here at the beginning. So if you need to bend the elbows back, bring the hands back a few inches. And so we'll save all that shoulder goodness for just a bit. For the first few moments, I just want you to settle into the space. As you start to feel the belly fill up with that new breath, that new energy, that new air, I want you to use that exhale to release any expectations of what you think class needs to be today, what you think your body should be doing, what you think your handstand should look like. And instead, I invite you to bring a little acceptance into your body, into your practice this morning, of allowing the body to do what it wants to do, embracing what the body's going to allow you to do this morning. Take one more cycle of breath. And nice and slow, you're just going to make your way up to a tabletop position. And you're just going to take a couple breath cycles here of any organic movement that feels good for you. So if you want to move your hips side to side, if you want to take a couple cat and cows, I want you to play with what feels good this morning. Okay. And then coming back to a neutral spine here. I want you to inhale. That right arm's going to lift, sweep up, reach up to the side. And then on the exhale, you're just going to thread the needle. You're going to find the outside of the right shoulder, outside of the right cheek. Good. The tush stays high, so the weight stays in the shoulders. Good. And then just find the weight really heavy on the outside of that right shoulder. Starting to stretch the outer shoulder. We'll see this pose again at the very end. But for now, just waking up a little shoulder goodness. Stay for one more breath. And press into that left hand to inhale, sweep that right arm back up right where it started. And then exhale, place it on the mat. Second side. Inhale, left arm up, big breath, big reach. Exhale to pull through. So find the left side of your face. Good. Find that arm reaching just straight out. There you go. Does it feel okay? Mm-hmm. Stay for a breath in. And exhale, nice and slow. Come back. Drop into your forearms. Please interlace your hands. Good. And then just curl the toes and lift the hips way up. And then as soon as they get to the top, I just want you to bend your knees and lightly put your knees back down. And then slowly lift your hips back up. So you can come all the way down. You can just come down maybe to hover for a nice bend and then go back straight. But just a little dynamic movement here for the backs of the legs, the hamstrings, as you start to warm up the shoulders a bit. Good. Walk your toes up a little bit more. There you go. Just start to assess what those hamstrings feel like. We're going to need them to play nicely today with us. And then nice and slow, you're going to release into child's pose, knees wide, big toes to touch. Reach your arms out in front of you so that they're shoulder distance apart. And now we're going to start to build a little activity in the shoulders. So I want you to press down through all 10 finger pads. Okay. And then draw the shoulder blades down the back as if you were in downward facing dog already, clearing the space in the tops of the shoulders, the traps, the neck. And then inhale, you're going to float back through tabletop, curl those toes, lift those hips, set your first downward facing dog. All right, so I want you to pedal this one out. I want you to sway the hips, rock to the tiptoes, rock to the heels. Our feet are hip distance apart, our hands are shoulder distance apart. We'll tweak that a little bit as we go today. Okay? But for now, look up towards those hands and just a nice little step up, top of the mat. You want to come right here? Inhale to a halfway lift, flat back. Put a little bend in your knees here. Exhale, bow the body, drop the brain. Keep the bend in your knees. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, bow the body. One more. Inhale, rolling Ardha Uttanasana with a breath. And exhale to bow. And then keep your hands heavy, keep your head nice and heavy. Slowly come up one vertebra at a time. Good. And when you get all the way to the top, take a couple shoulder rolls. We're going to take just full extension of the shoulder here. Inhale that right arm up. Flip your palm and exhale, reach back. Inhale up and flip and back. Good. One more time. Good. And try the other side. Left arm up. So just noticing maybe one side's a little bit tighter. My right arm tends to be a little tighter sometimes than my left. Just check it out. Good. And nice and slow. Bring it to your heart. Step to the top of your mat. Bring the big toes to touch. Put a space between your heels. Instead of going out with the hands for sun A, we're going to go straight up with the hands so that everyone has enough room this morning, okay? Take an inhale as you reach for the sky. Exhale, bring it right through heart center, forward fold. Slight bend in the knees. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Keep the flat back. Step back, plank pose. Now just pause and plank just for a moment here. Shoulders fire, low belly fires, and then those legs, get them fired up nice and strong. Feel the quads engage. Feel the heels reach back. Good. Stay for one more breath. Next inhale shifts the weight forward. Exhale, you can use your knees, otherwise lower down to your belly. 3 rounds of cobra pose. Inhale, roll the shoulders up and back, right into cobra. And exhale, use your breath to float. Again, roll the shoulders up and back. Inhale, lift, start to fire the back muscles there. Exhale to bow. One more time. Inhale, cobra. Keep the neck nice and long. Tops of the feet press down. Exhale to come down. Curl those toes. Inhale, get strong plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. So I always try to remind my students that the legs are stronger than the shoulders in down dog, so use the legs. Fire the legs, feel the kneecaps lift. Bring those big toes to touch. Inhale, look to where you're going, look up to those hands, take a little rise the balls of the feet, take a little bend in those knees, top of that mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, bow the body, drop the head. Inhale, stand up, reach up straight through the center, right through the heart. Find space in the side bodies. Exhale, heart center. Here we go. One breath, one movement. Inhale, take it up. And exhale, bow forward. Good. Inhale, halfway lift, create this space in the spine. Step back, plank pose. Take one breath, top of the plank. Next inhale shifts the weight forward. Next exhale, find your belly. Let's take 2 cobras this time. Bhujangasana. Tops of the feet stay pressing down. There you go. Exhale to release. Good. One more. Start to fire the back. And exhale to come down. Curl the toes. Strong in the belly. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Take a couple strong breaths here. Start to fire that cadence of the breath in through the nose. 3 count, 4 count. The exhale through the nose. Ooh. All right, big toes to touch. Inhale, look up. Take a little rise. Take a little bend. Top of that mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, long spine. Exhale, bow the body. You're going straight through the center of the midline. Inhale, reach up. Stand up. Take it all up. Exhale to your heart. One more sun A. Inhale, arms up. Exhale through heart center, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Find length in the spine. Exhale, step plank pose. Inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale to the belly. One last cobra, just one. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Find all that space across the heart. Exhale, belly in, hips up, downward facing dog. Whoo. Take one big breath. Let's take a cleansing breath in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. All right, big toes to touch. Inhale, look up. Take a little rise, take a little bend. Nice. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to bow. Bend those knees, reach those arms, chair pose. So take the hands to cactus. Good. And just open up across the collarbones. Like smile those collarbones. Low belly lifts just slightly. And then look down, make sure you can see your toes. If you can't see your toes, move your shin bones back. Got it. So the weight is so much in the heels that the toes are going to fluff right up off the ground. Neck is long. Good. Jaws released. See if you can challenge yourself just a little bit further back into that chair this morning for 3. Whoo. For 2. Take one big breath. Fill up. Exhale, bow it out. Whoo. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Good. Right leg steps back for Anjaneyasana. Right knee down. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Watch those palms touch. Exhale, hands are going to come down. You're going to push back Ardha Hanuman. Straighten that left leg out. Flex those left toes. Inhale, walk it forward. Keep the hands low. Little low Anjaneyasana, shine the heart. Exhale, push it back right into that left hip flexor, or the left hamstring. Inhale, right hip flexor. Shoulder blades down the back. Exhale, take it back. And then one more time. Inhale, find a little length. Curl those back toes, lift that back knee, step top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, bow the body. Good, bend those knees, reach those arms, chair pose. Good, this time I'm going to invite you to take your hands behind your back and interlace them. So just trying to create all that space, trying to create the memory of these shoulders drawing down the back so all the space in the neck frees up. You can keep your hands at your sacrum. They don't have to come off if the shoulders are feeling a little tight. And then weight back in the heels. Fluff the toes for 3. We got to do the work of building the heat, building the tapas in the legs for 2. Stay for 1 breath. Stay strong. And exhale, bow forward. Release those fingertips to the ground. Inhale, find length halfway. Left leg, step it back. Left knee down. Good. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Maybe watch those palms touch. And then exhale straight away, hands down, push it back. Ardha Hanuman, flex those right toes on the way back. And then inhale, walk it forward. Keep the fingertips low, shine the heart. And exhale, take it back. Move with the breath. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, take it back. One more inhale, take it forward. Pause here, shine the heart, shoulder blades down the back. Curl the back toes, lift the back knee, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Keep the halfway lift, set back, plank pose. Good. So I want you to, we're going to take a little walk around in plank. So you can drop the right forearm, drop the left forearm, maybe float the right toes, put them down, maybe float the left toes, put them down. And I just want you to walk it out. So you can go back to straight arms and then back to forearms. You can maybe just lift and hover the back toes. Whatever works for you, I just want you to play for a couple breaths. And what I want you to think about is, can I keep my shoulder blades draw down my back, and can I keep my low belly engaged? Pull the navel back to the spine. Good, just walk it out for 3. There's really no right or wrong here. Just move around. For 2, core is engaged. Whole time, belly, belly, belly fires up. We're going to meet plank pose. Shift the weight forward. Good, chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog, inhale. Roll the shoulders, lift the heart space, thighs up, knees up. Exhale, hips up, downward facing dog. Whoo. And so check out your hands in downward facing dog. They're shoulder distance apart. And a lot of weight is going to the inner knuckle of the index knuckle and thumb knuckle, so that we press down on the inner hand to avoid pressing right into those wrists. We don't want cranky wrists. God, strong hands. I want you to inhale the right leg high to the sky, pause at the top. So we're going to talk about the legs a lot because we're going to use the engagement of the legs. You can press through the ball of the foot or the heel, doesn't matter. I just want you to fire up that leg. And then make sure the right toes are pressing straight down so that the hip stays internally rotated. Good, take one more breath, energy all the way out that right foot. Exhale, hug knee to nose. Inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, hug knee to nose. Scoop the low belly, round the upper back. One more time. Inhale, big breath. Exhale, pull through crescent on the inhale. And take your hands to your heart. Just take the shoulders out of the equation for a moment. Back heel is lifted. Then I want you to bend deep into your right knee and then straighten it out. Deep into the right knee and straighten it out. So inhale as we come forward. Exhale as we push back. Good. Now check out that right knee. If it's going past the right toes, just walk your right foot more forward in space. Good. Keep lifting the low belly. Keep knitting those front ribs. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Strong in the legs for 3. Good. For 2. Good. Next time you're down in that crescent lunge, pause. Good. Fire that left quad, press back through that left heel. Inhale, full expression of the pose. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, 3-legged dog, take it up. And then bend that right knee and hinge that right hip. Now watch that right shoulder doesn't lift with you. Keep the shoulders squared. Keep reaching back through that left heel like it was going to touch the mat. Right foot is fired up. Release the head. For 2. Good. Inhale, stretch that right leg straight back. Exhale, pull through for the second round. Crescent lunge. Good. Hands to heart. Get them out of the equation. Good. Take an inhale. That left knee is going to hug right into that belly on the exhale. First one's a doozy because you're far back there. Here we go. Inhale, maybe a little tap. Exhale, scoop that low belly. Inhale. Exhale, scoop. Inhale. Exhale, scoop. So the shoulders are kind of along for the ride as long as they stay down those ears, away from those ears. Good. Low belly is scooping. Right leg is fired up for 3. Ooh, stay with me. Scoop 2. Last one. Hold it there. Good. I like this one a lot. We're going to take the hands underneath the hamstring interlace. Front row. Need you to use your balancing skills and hop back 2 inches. All right. Here we go. Inhale for the straighten. Exhale for the release. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Shoulders back, hard up. Okay. I get it, Mom. Everyone's an athlete. I get it. I get it. Good. See if you can pause at just as straight as it'll go. Doesn't have to go all the way straight. Shoulders back, chest up. Good. Bend the knee. Release it back. You're going to take a crescent on the inhale. Ooh. And exhale, hands down. Good. Sweep that right leg up. Clear that hip flexor out. And then exhale, pull through for a pigeon pose. Ooh, we're going to stay pretty active in the pigeon. No time for sleeping now. Look back. Make sure that back knee is down and that back toes are down. Good. If this hip is so hiked up that it feels very uncomfortable, I want you to just slide a block between that sit bone and the ground so that you have something to release into. Proud little pigeon chest. Good. So we're going to work on Uddiyana Bandha here. I want you to make sure that that knee is at a slight diagonal out to the right. So we want to make sure that it's not in front of us. We can't really catch the stretch that we're going for. And then if you're really tight in the hips, that shin is at very much a diagonal right there. Okay? Lift your chest. Okay. Now I'm going to scoop my low belly enough to where maybe I can lift one hand. Maybe the other hand stays on the ground. If I keep scooping and lifting, I might be able to lift the other hand. So it's this pelvic floor lift. The bandha work here is to lift, maybe arms up. Good. Keep scooping the low belly. If that goes away, the pose kind of collapses wherever you're at. Breathe 3. Good. Keep engaging those bandhas. 2.